And from the Bible, I know that Israel is not better, is not a superior nation to other nations. No. Israel is not superior to other nations. Israel is a tool to bless other nations.
With me today is the Israeli historian Dr. Gershon Nerel. Dr. Nerel has researched the phenomenon of Jews who believe in Jesus in the land of Israel, and he completed his research work at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. The question I will be asking him today comes from you, the viewers. Yes, I read all the comments you send me on the channel, and I will gradually try to respond to everyone, either in writing or in video form. So please keep writing comments and engaging in an open and respectful discussion on my channel. I am happy to hear from you. So my question and the viewer's question for you, Dr. Nerel, is, why did God choose the people of Israel specifically?
The issue of election, the election of Israel. I believe that the people of Israel, the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, was elected, was chosen to be a separate nation according to the promises given about 4,000 years ago to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the patriarchs of the people of Israel, exactly as we read in the book of Genesis. And I accept the details, the history mentioned in the book of Genesis. The Lord of heaven tells Abraham, your seed will be like the stars of the heaven. Your seed will be like the sand on the seashore. I will multiply you. I will make you a big nation. Why? Why? There is a purpose. One purpose is to keep the Hebrew language. The Hebrew language, which I understand, is the language spoken by the angels who spoke to Mary, to Joseph in the Gospels. The Hebrew language was kept by the Jewish people because they read their Torah, their Pentateuch, their Tanakh in Hebrew. The Hebrew language is a very important factor. So this is one reason that the seed of Israel is kept. I want to emphasize that this is not the seed of Ishmael. This is the seed of Isaac and Jacob. The seed of Ishmael, they received their own promises. They were not forgotten. The seed of Ishmael received promises in other places, but not in this small, tiny piece of land in which we live here between the river and the sea. This small, tiny piece of land was given to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in order that the Messiah will come from Israel. The Messiah who said about himself, I mean the Messiah, the Lord Yeshua, who is known as Jesus, he said authoritatively, divinely, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He brought to this world the way, the truth, the life in Jerusalem, in Judea, in the Galilee. He was teaching in this land, in the land of the Jews. In the book of Acts, for example, when the Apostle Peter speaks to the house of Cornelius, the Roman centurion, Peter says, the land of the Jews. This is the land of the Jews. And also when the angel speaks to Joseph and Mary and tells them to go to Egypt because King Herod was looking for the children, the angel says in the book of Matthew, go and come back to the land of Israel. In the New Testament, this is the land of Israel. So the people of Israel were chosen that the Messiah will come through them from the Jewish people and bring a big light to the entire world, to the pagans, until the Lord Yeshua came to this world. All the nations were pagans, worshipping idols of stone, of metal, of wood, worshipping idols of lying, idols of lust, the opposite of the truth. And here the Lord Yeshua comes and he brings this big light, this big hope, this big salvation, and the big atonement for sins through Israel. through Israel, from Israel to the whole world. I am sure that the people of Israel were chosen to be a unique, a special nation, because through the Jews, the Lord of the universe was speaking to the world. He was not speaking to the world from the big empires of Greece, of Rome, and the other empires. And that's why he decided to promise this land to the Jews. This land had to be promised to the Jews, and the Lord says, I vow to give this land to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I vow, and the Lord will keep his word. I have no doubt. So why is only Israel chosen to be something special? Because they are a tool. Israel is a tool in the hands of the Lord, in the hands of the Messiah. And that's the way I see that. Otherwise, I cannot see any reason for choosing Israel to be a special people, because Israel is not better than any other nation. They are chosen for a task. They are a tool for the great plan, the great historical developments of the Creator of this world. I hear people saying that the God of heaven, he could have chosen another nation to be a tool in order to bring the message of the Messiah to the world. But I am answering with another question. Who are we to criticize the Lord of the universe, the Creator of everything, whom to choose? He decided to choose Abraham 4,000 years ago because of his faith, because of his faithfulness, because he stood in the test. Abraham stood in the test of willingness to sacrifice his own beloved son Isaac, because this was the request of his Lord Jehovah. He was full of faith. Because of his faith, because of his huge faith, he received the promise that his people will be chosen. His people will go through 400 years of slavery in Egypt, but there is a big hope. And they received the Torah, they received the Pentateuch. Sadly, the Torah is interpreted in different translations as the law, only the law. Torah is not just the law. Torah means teaching. Teachings about many things, teaching about the creation of the universe, teaching about the election of Israel, teaching about the suffering of Israel for 40 years in the desert. And, of course, the Torah. Israel received the Torah with many social benefits. But even before I go into the social benefits, which the poor and the suffering are receiving according to the Torah, I'm talking about the ethics, the moral that the Torah introduces, the Ten Commandments. This is something huge. All nations accepted the Ten Commandments. All nations know that the Torah is the basis for the moral, for the ethics of the world. So the Torah is amazing. The Bible, the prophecies, and then the New Testament, the Gospels, in my eyes, they really reveal to us the answers to such questions. They tell us who is the Messiah, why did he come, why? Because through him we have atonement for sins. Through him we have a great light and a hope and joy. Through him, I find the answers to my questions. That's how I came to believe in the Lord Yeshua. Because in him, I found the answers to the questions I was asking. And from the Bible, I know that Israel is not better, is not a superior nation to other nations. No. Israel is not superior to other nations. Israel is a tool to bless other nations. And Abraham, the patriarch, was told, those who bless you, I will bless, and those who curse you will be cursed.